Welcome everybody to the, what number are we up to? Fourth installment of talking today. Today, actually, first things first, as always. Kiwi. Kiwi. Kiwi's back and he will be a forever guest. I'll sneak him into the video however way I can. But today, I'm also joined by...
Me, Cooper's mum.
My mum. So little Kiwi will be resting on her plate. Get a zoom in on that. Get a zoom into the smile as well. Today, as promised, we are at the coast. Yippee! Yippee!
Favourite spot.
A terrific spot. To get onto today's topic, a very fitting topic, being my mother being here, is parenthood. Parenthood. Put it above me. Parenthood. Don't put your hands up. I've talked about parenthood before in, I reckon, even just the first episode, not the pilot episode, but the first episode. But being a parent, like obviously you're going to be getting a recipient of parenthood's, I guess, opinions and
Perspective.
yeah. Whereas we've got me mama here to give you the parents' perspective. It's easy as a kid. I'll start off with me saying something. It's easy as a kid for you to, I don't know, either victimize yourself or to look at your parents in an evil manner because they take away all your stuff and like they're the bane of your existence. Well, as I've gotten to this kind of age, it's realizing that your parents were you at some point. We all came from the same spot, or like originally, you came out the, you say it. You came out the what?
The womb.
It's a boring word. You came out the womb, and we're all kind of similar, but it's your parents who dictate mainly like the first initial direction you follow, and they will remain in your life until they are no longer in it. But in that period of time of them still being in your life, they are constantly going to be directing you, telling you to do things, or just helping you. Do you have an opinion about that?
Yeah, directing and telling is protecting and caring and nurturing, and
Yes.
which is a parent's perspective of how life is when you become a parent. You think you're controlled and you're told what to do and you're robbed of freedom, and we have all these expectations. It's just the way we know how, being former children ourselves and then being thrusted into this role that has lots of books but no real warnings, some warnings, no way of dealing with every possible situation, given every family's dynamic is different, every mum and dad is different, so you learn from your parents and you try and apply that, and depending on your kid that might not work, so it's just constant pivoting and challenging. But you want your kid to be safe, you want your kid to be happy, you want your kid to be well. So, but you've got a kid who wants their own things and they have their own needs and challenges and hormones and growth spurts.
You'll hear her say the word hormones. If she ever returns, I can guarantee hormones will come up. It's her favourite
Hormones
word.
are a huge thing, especially when you're a boy and a girl. Like, they surge to help you grow, and they control so much of your mood, and mood is a massive hurdle for a parent and a hurdle for a kid too. It just creates so many different dynamics. How much sleep you get, how much love you want to feel, how much anger you feel. It controls all your emotions, so hormones are huge. Very challenging for a parent and a kid. Amongst everything else, there's the environment, like how you're experiencing school, what friends you make and what their hormones are going through, but what their family dynamics like, and you're trying to fit in, and yeah, it's hard being a kid, but it's very hard being a parent.
Actually, more difficult to be a parent.
Oh, yeah. Very hard to be a parent. All parents, not just because of you, Cooper. I'm going to be guided by you because I have so many things.
You have so many things?
Yeah,
well,
all
you're
the
a parent.
things. Yeah, but I'm not today. I'm to May.
Today, to me. Oh.
This is your
funny,
show.
Yeah, funny. Well, I'm going to have to cut that out. You just gave away your bloody name, you idiot. Actually, no, we'll keep that in.
You don't have to cut it out.
Keep it in. I'm going to have to fuck around with that. Fuck's sake. I agree with what you said with all of... I agree with the fact that parenting is much more difficult than anybody could ever teach you for, any book could tell you. It is such a personal experience because every parent, all the categories that you listed are all these outliers in the equation. And everybody's like that.
Do you know what's hard too?
What?
Is everyone's come from a parent, is a parent, or was a parent. So when you have your first child, you're very much guided and you have all this anxiety and you don't know what opinion to run with. So you experiment on your first child and then you realise you have to pave your own way with your own family and your own kids. So you grow so much with your first and then you relax a bit more with your second and and then I can imagine it keep going because we've only got you and Emily.
Yeah.
But I can imagine the more kids you have, the more you know what to filter out and what to keep and what worked and what didn't. And then you just know to tweak it a bit depending on your child and their needs and who they are and what they want, their hopes and dreams, and you tweak it. But that learning curve is huge. And then you think it's going to work with number 2 or number 3 or whatever, and then you realise, no, that doesn't work for you because you're a completely different human. So you've got to, and then different challenges like mobile phones were more a thing with your friend group than, and how you communicated than Emily's friend group. But Emily's friend group was all girls and you guys were all boys and you like that's how you like to communicate. Girls were just horrible on it. So there was all these different, you're just constantly pivoting. But the opinions of other people are significant as a parent as much as they are significant on you guys going to school and your peer group pressure. We cop adult group pressure from everybody that's an expert at parenting.
That is kind of, I don't think you can call yourself an expert at parenting.
No, because...
what you've already said.
Yeah. I value opinions of professionals that have had training and stuff. And I'm happy to try people I respect and admire and what worked for them. I'll think, yep, I'll see if that works in my situation. But you don't know when you have your first time parent and you went from a young adult to a parent and responsible for a whole human person. You don't know what to filter out and what not to filter out, and you just get this overwhelming anxiety about information that you're fed from everybody that has experienced parenting before. And you're like, okay, I'll have a go at this, or this didn't work, why didn't it work? But it worked for them and they swore by this. But yeah, it's like, and it's nice when your kids grow up like you have and look back and reflect back, and you do that more and more. And then again, as you become a parent and go, I'm happy with how I was parented. I had a very different upbringing to you, and I had difficulties as a kid with my parents because they were both profoundly deaf. They had different challenges, personalities as well, and but I grew up pretty good. I inherited some great values, and I'm hoping that I pass them on to you and Emily, but you got a bit more out of it because you have an amazing dad, and we're both together, and we've shown you how to get through challenges and hopefully inspired you to work hard at relationships and challenges that you get thrown at. I'm hoping I haven't put you off being a parent. How do you feel about being a parent?
It's not in my current, like, obviously, it's not like you've never thought about it. If you've gone through life without ever thinking that I'm a child, what if I had a child? Or I'm an adult now, I can have a child. Or even if you're not an adult, which is
that, yeah, sad. Hard.
I'm not going to say my opinion.
Could you make
on
your
that.
life any harder, being a child and having another child? I don't think you could.
Within that, everything that Mum just stated, I'd like to add on that as a parent, I believe that you always want to do better than your parents.
Yeah.
You always want to
Try.
give your child what you felt like you never had. As the generations have gone past, we've been raising more of a softer generation. Like,
yeah.
There's so much to give your kids nowadays. Like, some kids just don't get that tough love that I didn't get. I didn't get a whole lot of tough love. I didn't get whooped in the ass. I got threatened. I might have gotten a belt one time.
A smack, and then it's hard. We were smacked when we were kids.
Yeah.
But at school, and school does communicate with parents, and society communicates with parents as to how we should parent. So if I smacked you, I realised really quickly that it didn't work. It certainly didn't help. In fact, I very quickly learned it made it worse. So you might have been smacked like I was smacked once when you were really bad, like really naughty. I can't even remember what you did, but it didn't work. It made me feel like rubbish. And it made you pretty upset, so it wasn't the way to go.
And that's not to say that that's how you teach discipline to your kids.
You don't need to. There were other ways to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
It was probably more out of frustration, sorry. Yeah. It was more out of frustration than it was. And then you just, because parenting's really hard. And you were quite little, not saying you were a baby or anything, but you were going through some stuff. And I remember we both were. I think some of how you parent is where you're at too. So parents who let their kids have dummies for a long time, it is about you having the ability and the strength and the willpower to survive the battering you're going to get because you're taking a dummy away. Kids are quite passionate when they want things, and they can give you a hard time, and it doesn't matter if you're at the shops or at school or anywhere else. Do we stop for aeroplanes?
No, we don't. You can look at them though.
Oh, I can't. Oh yeah, we're right near an airport thing, a little airstrip.
Are we?
Well, I think when we.
That one was coming from miles away.
Oh, I don't. Okay. Yeah, so it is about the willpower that the parents got to battle a child's will, and their will's quite strong. And if you're tired and the hardest thing to do is to stick by your threat. If you threaten to do something, you got to follow through. because kids are very smart. They're amazingly smart, and they can work out how to get what they want and when to get what they want. So, it's challenging.
It's a nasty plane.
What you spotting? Oh,
Leave it in.
it's coming again.
Is it? Where were we?
It's all about like whether or not you would be a parent because of your experience as a kid, and whether or not you want to be a parent and experience the same challenges and it hasn't put you off.
I mean, as a kid, I never wanted it. I didn't even want a girlfriend when I was a kid. But I think that's the same with everybody. That's like, girls are yucky, ill, gross.
But you and Emily have come back and said, I don't want to be a parent from school because school's taught you that the world's going to end. And why would you bring kids into an environment like this? Like, I think different things have motivated you to say you'd never want to be a parent, but I don't know if it's our parenting that made that happen or it's some of what you've learnt at school about.
Emily and I were literally, last night at dinner, Emily is my sister, for clarification, and we were talking about how maybe not the concept, but just even like the words global warming have really been pushed out of social media. Like, unless you are an advocate, a fundraiser, or you actually are doing stuff for the environment and that is your mission, I didn't receive anything about it on my For You page. That is to say, every For You page is different, but
your algorithm's controlling.
Yeah, we're not seeing anything about global warming because we've probably already passed that point of we can't go back. And so now the selfishness of our own selves, we're just, like, of the generations behind us, that isn't pointing at specific people. Like, I can't point at my mum and say, fuck you, you ruined the world for us. That's just saying, like, they saw it coming, probably. Maybe it wasn't as mentioned until, like, maybe a little bit later.
We didn't recycle as kids.
Yeah.
My parents didn't know what recycling was. We didn't have recycle bins. We had one bin. So the environment we weren't taught as kids that the environment was a concern like you guys were kids. So our parents weren't even thinking about how much they were taking to the tip or how much fuel they were using, or we were definitely the plastic bag generation. Like, for me, it's hard to have, like, it is about those small impacts that you can make, the things that you can control, that I try and do as best I can now, but they weren't brought to our attention being concerns as kids, like you guys were. You guys were definitely taught in school that the environment, global warming, everything like that, that wasn't something I was ever taught at school. So our parents weren't. That wasn't a thing. It was just, and even our diets, all of that, so much, we're more educated now than what our parents were, and then our grandparents were even less again.
But all this education, it's only come up in the past.
Yeah, your generation.
As soon as we
some of mine.
As soon as we fucking found out, it was basically too late. You can't just shut down every factory in the world and stop all CO2 production, or else we couldn't do anything. We wouldn't even be able to fix it. I had a conversation with Emily, and we were talking about it, and she just brought it up out of nowhere. I forgot the exact word she used, but she didn't want to be, like, egotistical or something. I use egotistical a lot, but she didn't want to be pessimistic by saying that it feels good to be selfish and not care about the whole idea of the world is dying around us. And
what made her think that?
Because it does.
No, why is she not caring? Because she's given up, you mean?
Yeah. What are we going to do? We've passed the point. And your generation and everybody around the world is still bloody producing as much carbon dioxide. dioxide, whatever, or and nitrogen, and we can't stop.
We're having a crack, but whether or not it makes a difference, I don't know.
Yeah, we're probably just like, out of a whole block of butter, we're probably just slicing off a little bit.
Yeah.
Because people are too consumed with greed and like themselves. They just don't care what happens when they die. And we were told that we're the ones to fix it. What about our dreams and aspirations?
There are still plenty of people. I know politics and like it's a dirty word for your like lots of people that you know and who you are, but there are passionate people out there like there have been before us who will get into politics and will care. And I vote the Greens now all the time, and I think your generation will continue to move away from the major parties and go in the direction of people who will care about the environment. The Liberals, I feel like they've never had an amazing environmental track record, so that's how Labor is still here. They're just not great with money, in my opinion, but, well, not the best. It is striking a balance, and I think we're all leaning towards going for a government that will care about the environment and has a track record. I think eventually it will continue, well, not eventually, I think it'll continue on that path, and then we'll have to wait and see whether or not we make it in time to make significant changes. We don't hear good news on lots of things. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom, but am I an optimist? Like Emily wants to be an optimist. She feels like released, but, you know, not being a pessimist anymore. So she's trying to lean towards optimism because it would be depressing and you probably wouldn't have kids. It was a consideration for us as we were growing up. Like, that's why we moved to the country. Because the city is, we don't have the allergies and things that all the city kids seem to have now. So it was a decision for us to move away from that hustle and bustle and the busyness and the, you know, and try and make it a simpler life for you guys growing up. Whether or not we've done the right thing doing that, it's certainly had its challenges as well. Another parenting thing.
Little nifty, you got to do the nifty loop around. You got to do that.
Yeah.
You got to say, no, you got to say it. I'm going to use a real nifty loop around, loop back into parenting by saying.
Okay, nifty loop around.
You have to do it.
Nifty loop around.
Yeah, back into
parenting. It is like, you're never 100% confident that you've done the right thing, making a decision, but you can have a crack. And that's why optimistic is probably a really good way to approach parenthood. Don't have kids to be miserable about them potentially ruining the planet before your kids get to grow up. Knowing that your kids will learn more and more about it, and those people that have been taught it will try and apply it the way I've learnt it and applying it. And it's not that hard to just chip away and make decisions that make you think about the environment and your impact on the environment. And we're going to go for an electric car. Like, there's only little things that we can do, aside from having amazing human beings as parents, who will hopefully go on and take on their, you know, their path and think about the environment while they're on their journey. So parenting's hard, and it is my hope, loop around, that you guys haven't been put off parenting by the parenting you've experienced, and you keep being inspired to bring up your own little humans, because there's nothing more rewarding than having children. I can say that 100%. You're my favourite people.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll do my best. I am open to the idea. I've thought about it. I've thought about how cool it would be to have a little edit of me, insert mini me from Austin Powers right here. I want a little mini me. Like, it'd be awesome to have that. But I'm just not at the, I feel like I'm able to notice it, but I'm just not at the maturity level where I feel like I want that kind of thing. I'm very much, with where I'm at with my maturity, I want to focus on myself a little bit and possibly another person being a girlfriend. If that's all right with you.
I fully encourage it. I'm too young to be a grandma.
Yeah, I'm obviously, like...
I'm almost ready though.
My grandpa, out of all the stupid stuff he says, he said one thing, and that is, don't do anything until you're 32. And obviously I'm taking that less as I've got to do that, rather than as more of a kind of just a gist of what to live by. I know I should wait for things. Like, I shouldn't just rush straight into the first best thing that I have. I need to, like, I've had a conversation with Mum about, like, obviously we talk about parenthood a decent amount because we're in a family and she's my bloody mum. So she tells me about all the other men that she had met before my father. I couldn't have been here if she chose to stick with one of those men, get married to one of those men. Have you been married? No, you haven't. Only Dad's been married. Just the existence of you even being here is... I forgot.
It's a journey.
Well, I wasn't really thinking about it like that. I was thinking about the actual, like, the number of how, like, the possibility of you actually being here. You, like me being here.
Yeah.
It's, the numbers are against you
yeah.
in every which way possible. There is too many zeros to even count them. But you're here, and you should be very proud that you're here, and you should make the most out of what you want, what you're doing while you're here.
Yep.
And that includes, nifty loop around time, having kids. If you feel like you are the person you want to be, then I reckon that's the person you want to be, and you feel like you are financially stable and you are financially willing, and all these other factors to have a kid, why not? Why not bring, if you feel like you want to share your life with somebody else apart from your partner, and you want to hopefully have some fun with another person that is probably going to be a lot like you, that's when you should have a kid, I reckon.
It's not a race.
It's not a race.
I would hate for an unwanted pregnancy for either of my kids. I would hate for either of them to have kids before they're ready and haven't chosen to be, like, have to try and have kids. Because parenting is really hard. So to do it, you can't be prepared for being a parent because everything goes out the door as soon as the baby arrives. Any planning that you did is all lovely, but you can't control everything that happens once your baby's with you. But don't have babies unprepared at all, like an accident. I just think parenting is so challenging, and to do it without being in the right headspace would make it so much harder again. And choosing the right partner to have children with is super important. Have your values aligned, and so much about what happens today is single parenting. That just creates another difficult hurdle for the whole family to go over, including your kids. Most people would know what it's like to be a parent of a single parent, a child of a single parent. I know my parents didn't split up until I was in my mid-20s, but that was challenging in my 20s. But to do it when you're 5, 10, you're still developing, your parents are struggling, you've probably experienced fighting and misery, and your kids don't need to experience that. Just pick the right partner and do it prepared, at least both on the same page and both ready to tackle one of the hardest things you'll ever do, but one of the most rewarding things you'll ever do. Probably the most rewarding thing you could possibly do, in my eyes, is being a parent.
Because you've always told me that even when you were younger than I was, you wanted to be a mother.
Yeah, I never aspired. Because I didn't have a passion for any one particular thing. I was okay at sport, I was okay at school, I had my friends and I had my hobbies. I wasn't one-tracked, and I didn't get around life going, I really, really want to do this, I really want to achieve this, except for being the same sort of mum that my mum was. I think that's probably why I was really comfortable being. And my mum had her challenges and struggles, but I still admired her for what she achieved with me and my siblings, and I was just like, I would love to experience that, because I loved my mum with everything.
I'd like to bring up kind of just the generation that my mother had to raise me, because we've talked about it, we've had several conversations about different aspects about the changes in parenting, but some of these changes aren't really because of the parents. Like, she mentioned it, I think it might have been yesterday or the day before, but the idea that both parents have to be working. There is nobody to stay at home unless you're making unless one partner is making lots of money and you are able to, you're gonna have both parents at work. And you're gonna have to either pay for daycare or pay for a babysitter or pay for all this other stuff, and then that's just more money and you gotta be at work for longer.
If I could change that about society today, it would be that.
She did say that when we were talking about it before.
Someone should be home.
Yeah.
At least, until you're at primary school, there's so much you can do with a child before that nature versus nurture. I think the nurturing part comes from mum and dad, comes from one or the other, both together if you're really lucky, and it's that time before the kids hit school that you can prepare your kids emotionally. I just wish we have, if I'm going to do anything as a grandparent, it would be to be with my kids' kids to support them so they can be home, or someone can be home that cares for them passionately, deeply. It's not someone being paid to care for your kids, it's someone that ultimately cares about the success and that
wants to care for them.
Who wants to be there and help them grow. I'm sure all the professionals are amazing and everything, but no one cares for you like your parents do, or your family. And that time at home is very important. I think it's one of the reasons why kids are overstimulated. We don't take it back to the basics and just let them go to the beach or dig a hole outside or make a cubby, and lots of simple things we've kind of lost, and now it's all about educating them and stimulating them and not necessarily disciplining them either, and not, because they're so restricted in childcare and everything like that about...
Well, sorry.
You go, yeah.
But I was thinking, I wanted to also say that within my mum's, experience in raising me, she also had to deal with the idea, with the fact that mobile devices and social media were literally just rising from the hell they fucking came from. And she and my dad had to make the decision about whether or not to give it to us, when to give it to us, if we should have it at that period of time, when we should have it, when we shouldn't have it. That probably caused a lot of arguments between us.
Oh, yeah.
And them taking things away, because technology, it's such an addiction, especially if you're just gonna hand your kid a bloody iPad when they're bloody 2 years old. Almost instead of almost punishment, if your kid's being naughty, parents nowadays, they're just handing them a device and telling them to go sit down. Because they know they're just gonna be quiet and bloody do stuff on that. I think that's messed up. It's almost like giving another parent to your kid and then saying, go listen to them. When you should be telling them that they're doing something wrong and maybe take away their devices from them. Make them realize that you as a parent, you do have power. Like, it's hard for a parent to also be the one that the kid wants to love, but also to be the one that the kid has to respect and listen to.
Look up to, and not hate. And some of that looking up to doesn't happen for years. And I've had lots of battles with Cooper about devices and how he wants to communicate with his friends, and every parent wants their kids to have friends, and sometimes you've got to fight against some other parent's decision to hand them kid a way to communicate with your kid, but you don't want your kid to have the access, you don't want to have the fights. Sometimes the parent handing a device when they're naughty or they need parenting is because that parent doesn't have the energy to parent. It's like taking a dummy away. If you're tired, it's a battle you're not up for yet. You've got to do that as a parent. You've got to be there every day for your kid, and whatever it takes. If it means the dummy stays for a bit longer, that's your decision to make. If you want to hand a kid a tablet when you're really upset that they're upset at you and it stops you from smacking your kid or getting frustrated or angry or keeps you calm when you need to be calm because you've had a flat out day at work, whatever, probably one of the hardest challenges we had was keeping you off devices until you were 16. So I can imagine I would love it if the government made it illegal. That would have given me another thing, another motivation
to hold on
to hold off, yeah, and just say it's illegal, I'll get into trouble, because most kids with empathy will care that they don't want their parents to get in trouble for it with the law or anybody. If you've parented your kid and they respect the law and they respect rules, and that would have been a good tool to have for us as parents. So I get the decision that the government have made. We definitely tried hard to do that, and we fought our kids more than I would have liked. It made it very hard. Like, I hated that part. But the fact that you have recognised that now that you're an adult and you get to choose whether you're on social media or on a phone or communicating, when you're a kid, you feel manipulated by your friends, your peer group pressure, all of that. You're still growing.
Well, I wouldn't say that you feel manipulated. You are manipulated.
Yeah,
you don't know. You just want to be.
Don't realise.
You want to be one of the boys. You want to have fun with you just want to. I don't even remember what it was. Why I even wanted to act the way I did. And you did say that you kept us off devices until we were 16. We had devices. We didn't have social media until we were 16.
Oh yeah.
Devices are bad, but
you weren't allowed to have them at night time.
No, we weren't allowed to have devices in our rooms when we were going to bed. That was only, I think, 16, 17.
Yeah, it's hard because the school throws a device in front of you.
Yeah.
You can use that as a way to manipulate your parents as well. So it was no devices after tea. And then even then it was just a fight.
Because I wanted to play
sport.
video games with my cousin.
Yeah.
I wanted to play Minecraft with my cousin. That's the only thing she agreed to, was me playing Minecraft with my cousin. Because
it was social.
I got to hang out with somebody she knew and she trusted and she also cared for, because it was her, what's the word, nephew?
He's my nephew.
Yeah. And it was a peaceful game and I had fun. Those are the experiences that I want to keep and I want to remember. I don't give a shit about remembering what's on my For You page or what posts I scrolled by. I want to be put into the position where I can make a great memory, not look at something and just,
Maybe don't even recognise anymore.
yeah, it's me talking about me, but she knows that I have been quite solo over the years. Of course, I've had friends, but I've always kind of loosely grabbed onto those friends. And I more or less had more control over myself and me being by myself. And me being by myself, I'm realizing it now that it's caused me to miss out on some terrific memories. It's just that I feel like I missed out on I feel like I'm in a memory deficit. Like I missed out on, I'm not in a memory deficit. All my memories of a lot of them are just me by myself or me and somebody through a screen. I wanted my memories to be hanging out every day. Like, like Goonies, like the movie Goonies,
Yeah.
going to a friend's house and like having all this, look how they open the gate. That'd be so fun to set up with your mates. That's what I feel.
But we had COVID too, remember? At
Yeah.
a really significant time for you
That was
growing up. And a lot of you turned to devices. And I don't think the whole world has woken up. I think it's starting to now, but it's taken us a very long time to get through the experience of being locked down at COVID time. And you guys missed out on almost a 2-year chunk of learning how to interact with each other. So I think everybody's maybe catching up now in your generation and Emily's too, and re-engaging with each other. And I remember coming out of COVID and seeing kids at pubs, he's back, on their phones. Like they're all sitting around a table having dinner and they're all on their phones still. I just was not talking to each other. I think it damaged some of your growth and your experiences for sure, because it affected adults. So how could it not affect a developing kid's life?
There it is again. My generation's fucked. And put it above me again, next to that plane.
That's a jet plane.
That's a MiG 20 something.
That's a different one.
MiG. You know what? Put it on the screen because I know it because it's in GTA. Put it on the screen, editor me. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did we get you to play too much sport as a kid?
No. Very good. That is a very good topic to talk about.
Yeah, it's one of my parenting regrets a little bit, and I don't know how much to regret it.
I think I just never really, I didn't catch on to the first few sports. Actually, what sports did I play? I mean, I caught on to tennis and table tennis. And
Soccer didn't work.
Soccer didn't work because
You
I'm a
didn't?
little bitch. No, because I was the goalie and I had to concede 11 goals every single game for an entire season. What do you think that does to somebody's fucking head?
Soccer was hard.
Jesus.
Well, it was like you liked competition, but you didn't like competition. Like it wasn't about physicality. You didn't want to play footy, and that's such a thing.
I fucking hated relying on other people.
Yeah.
I wanted to solely, that sounds very egotistical, but I fucking hated when people were worse than me. I would so much, and it sucks to be the person that is worse as well. So I always wanted to be on a team of people that were just like-minded and similar skilled, and we were a force.
Then you liked it. I think that's why you
it.
like table tennis and tennis.
Yeah, because I had teammates, because there's A grade, B grade, Division 1,
Yeah.
all those divisions, there's levels of
Talent.
Whereas there's just, where in footy and netball and cricket, there's age ranges. Actually, no, in cricket there was, no, No, but there was just
No,
age
not
ranges.
for kids, yeah.
Yeah, as kids. And look at me, look at this. I'm built to run. I'm built to bloody catch things. And
You
to
did
me,
have a
insert a tennis ball coming up.
You were very good at tennis. I think because as parents, we all wanted our kids to do something active as a trade-off for being able to go on computers and sit in front of a screen.
Yeah.
So we've all gone nuts on, you have to play a sport, you have to get outside, what are you locking into? I just felt like that meant we were locked into playing competitive sport, which is another high pressure opportunity to put your kid through, when we could have gone camping more, or we could have gone and visited family. And we're not particularly social generation because of sport. We're all raising our kids to be at a football ground, a netball ground, on one of our 2 weekend days. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, because it ended up being all year. If you wanted to play tennis and then you played soccer, or you wanted to play netball and then you played it would just end up being your whole year was locked in. So even in summer, we weren't going on holidays because you'd made a commitment to a sport, a team that you had to turn up for every weekend, and then you had practice as well. So you think it was a good thing to be?
Yes. As much as whatever parts I hated, I probably enjoyed, I was just a shit little kid. That I was just a little turd that just wouldn't get along with people.
I don't agree. The only thing that drove me nuts about you is how much you wanted to play on your computer. That didn't make you a turd.
I can't sense the grip that I had on it. Of course it was fun, but it was easy fun. And that's what you guys always called it. It was easy fun. I feel like one thing that really dictated how I grew up was we weren't far away from people, but we were away from people. My best mate was my neighbor for 5-6 years, up until when I was in year 5, and then he dropped me because I wasn't cool enough.
We didn't play sport. He became a really sporty kid in the end.
Mum,
Football.
I've heard the files. I've read the files.
You
Mum.
read the files.
Literally because I wasn't cool enough. I think that's a quote.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in his head. Forget about it. It's also just funny to think about what did affect me and what didn't affect me.
Yeah.
Because I'd have to be in a specific mental state for something to, I don't know, hit me raw and make me feel sad, and I'd have to be in a specific mental state for me to, or even just take that in. Maybe I just brushed it off. It went right in here and right out there back into the ocean.
Am I allowed to go around on hormones? Loop around. Well, let's talk about hormones. I'm only kidding.
Oh.
Who knows? Hormones.
The stuff that we think that we have control of and what we actually have control of our bodies, scientists are still figuring out what our fucking brain does.
Yeah.
We don't even know what's going on in here. And until we can figure that out, we're just gonna keep on having, maybe when they discover that, I'll end this. There will be no need for it. We can just figure out anything because we know how our brains work. We're confusing every part of us. Your pinky toe probably does something to you and you don't even realize it.
Yep.
I think if you cut it off, you just fall over.
I know that's true, the big toe. I don't know about your pinky.
Oh, is it a big toe?
The big toe.
So yes, hormones does take a terrific role in development life.
What were we
If
up
anybody
to?
if anybody watching knows of a good camera battery source for a Canon R10, drop it in the comments down below. Because I'm sick of changing these batteries.
How nice is this?
Yeah, within hormones affecting you when you're younger, like Parenthood, your kids going through so many changes, so many different chemicals in their bodies doing whatever they want. But it even affects you when you're in adulthood.
Especially girls.
Especially women. Girls.
No, boys do too.
Women,
girls and boys, teenagers.
girls develop
Happens.
before boys, or quicker than boys.
Yeah, happens before. It's like we've been lucky to have one of each and experience both.
You
But
experienced a version of each, not.
a version. But yeah, the reason I probably harp on about hormones is we see the growth of a child, we see the growth of a teenager, we see you become adults, haven't experienced what it's like when you might be ready to have kids. I think that's another opportunity for another hormone whack. Then there's midlife crisis. I feel like that's another hormone whack for men and women potentially. But for women, it's so much about menopause, and I love Pop-Pop's advice about being 32, but I wish I'd had my kids younger as a parent, because experiencing menopause when my kids still need me, we need money to help our kids get things like to go through uni, to get their licenses, get cars, get jobs, become adults properly. Our life is about supporting you guys financially still. But having the energy to do that, I would highly recommend. In my experience, HRT was a game changer for me, energy-wise. But you still physically got limitations. You know, if you have kids younger, you can get down on your hands and knees and you can do all the things that a little kid can do. I loved going through tunnels and going on swings and doing all the things with you guys. And then the physicality of going camping or going to the show. Oh my God, I hated going to Dreamworld and on the rides. I was much better as a young person than I was as an adult. Felt like I just screamed the whole time, which I'm sure was fun for them.
She very much did.
But now that they've spent some time, money and effort on researching menopause, I would have to say HRT has made me a better parent for you guys as adults. What HRT?
What is HRT?
Oh, hormone replacement.
You got to explain things, dude.
HRT is like a form of hormone replacement therapy. So
I'll put the definition above.
Okay.
Don't even worry about it.
Do that.
She ain't a doctor.
Editor Cooper.
No, you can't talk to him. I only get to talk to him.
But yeah, it's been good. Like I wouldn't change it. I've watched women struggle though, as mums, because they are they've been scared off it or trying to cope without it. It's a massive change for women when they get older.
And just women getting more attention that they very much deserve nowadays. Like the whole, maybe the Me Too kind of thing coming out, and then like pay gap differences and all that stuff. I wouldn't call it recent. Like it's been ages since women were when they were able to even vote.
Yeah.
But we're still progressing and women aren't being noticed as much as they should. We're such different creatures. We're almost two different creatures.
It is balance. I think it would bring more balance to the world, to peace and happiness of everywhere, if more women were involved in decision making.
Yes.
I'm not a feminist though. I hate that we've buggered up the balance as far as raising kids and being parents. Like, whether it's a man or a woman, it's still traditionally expected in my generation for the women to be the child rearers. We're probably different at it. It's in our hormone, it's in our makeup to be nurturers. And, you know, men are the hunter-gatherers, and we stay home and we make a home a home. And if you're good at it, like your Uncle Ben's raising your cousins, because...
Just drop every single name in the family.
Well, and you've got an auntie who's a doctor.
Yeah, you don't have to say her name. I'm going to have to bleep them all out,
I won't say, sorry. I didn't realise we shouldn't say names. You didn't give me that heads up. But just having...
I gave you the heads up of saying your own name. Nobody even knows who is this person. My mum? That's it? Good. You're a little turd burger.
Who else have I done? Anyway.
Pop. Oh, that's not his real name.
He's Pop.
Yeah, that's Pop. Emily got grassed out.
Oh, Emily's in.
She'll get an episode.
You got a couple of Emilys in your life. Anyway.
I know like 15 Emilys. Basic white bitch name. And you gave it to her. Idiot.
Cooper's a white, what is it?
I make barrels, all right? That's what Cooper does. That's what a Cooper does. Enemy. Definition. Please and thank you.
And tyres.
Tyres?
Cooper tyres.
And cars.
And cars.
And beer. Terrific beer. Western Australia. Is it Wait, where's Adelaide? Western Australia?
I don't know where.
Adelaide's
Cooper's...
South Australia.
Yeah.
South Australia, Cooper's beers.
Did it start in South Australia?
Well, they've got enough They got a lot of it there. All right. Australia, Cooper's beers, drink them. They're pretty good. Got my name on it. Done.
Okay. My motto for being a parent to you.
Not to me.
And to your sister.
Speak to the people.
I'm only a parent to you and Emily.
Yeah.
But how I was brought up is how I wanted my kids to be brought up. And that was to be kind and happy. Nothing else. And I think about school, it's just pick what you want that makes you happy. Don't ever lose the willingness to learn, which is why I wanted you to pick subjects that you liked, that didn't necessarily make you money, because you're always learning. But I wanted you to be kind people, because I think what's more important than that, than kindness? That's how my mum brought me up. I think thinking about others and looking after others and not knowing their story but still trying your best to be kind is probably the way.
Not many of you watched the Sonder episode, so screw you. But she said exactly what I want, what I said about it. What I said, she gave me. So,
yeah.
Yes, I'm very grateful. I'm extremely grateful that she succeeded in the fact in bringing me up to be a kind person. It is hard to call yourself something, but I like to say that I aspire to be kind within everything that I do. And that came from Mum.
I'm proud if you feel like that's your motto. I think...
Well, it's not my... It's your motto?
It's my motto as a parent, but it's also my motto personally as a person. I just think if you feel like...
Is it hard to be nice?
It's not hard to be nice. It's not hard to be kind. Some people find it hard. Yeah. I don't know. But...
It's not a bad thing to find it hard. It's just... You are you.
Yeah, I think there's a level of joy you get from being kind that you can control and be in charge of and experience that costs nothing. It barely even costs you time.
No.
You can just walk around with a smile on your face and people love it.
Yes. You don't even have to try.
Yeah.
But
I'm proud of you, Cooper.
Thank you, Muzza. I'm very proud of you. I think that would be a terrific ending to today's episode. Next episode, I will be away from all the greenery. Actually, no, there'll be greenery, but I'm heading up north. I'm gonna go do some farming, so let's see what those episodes look like. But I very much appreciate everybody for coming back. And for those of you who are watching for the first time, if you have stayed to this point, I very much appreciate it. Whoever I bring on this show, or yeah, well, we'll call it a show. Whoever I bring on this show, I feel like deserves to be heard by throughout the entire video. So I hope you enjoyed meeting my mum.
Sorry. Apologies.
And I hope you can see the good things that she has given to me within her. Put your hands up. Parenthood. Put it above me, out of me. Parenthood. And I feel like we covered a little bit of it, but I'd love for you guys to have the conversation with your own parents. And I hope that they're with you still.
Do we take our chairs?
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Wait, do I have anything else to say? Get one little final zoom in on little Kiwi. One final zoom in without the hand. Thank you. But thank you very much for coming and talking today and to May. And I hope that we together could talk tomorrow. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll catch you later, my Potna Dem. Don't wave. Don't wave. All right, now you get to pick up your chair and we'll wave. See you, y'all.